Hello again, everybody, and welcome to TV19's coverage of the Game of the Week. This week we bring you a very special edition of the Game of the Week from Braintree High School in Braintree, Massachusetts, the Eastern Mass Division I Girls Soccer Championship game between Marshfield High and Winchester High. Played just on here from Braintree High School. Winchester had a good scoring chance in the first 20 seconds of the game. But you haven't missed anything else. Two outstanding powerhouse teams here in Girls Division I Massachusetts soccer. Winchester, the perennial champion, winners of 16 Middlesex League championships in 17 seasons. Marshfield, the new kid on the block. Marshfield, the new kid on the block, which actually finished second in the Atlantic Coast Conference this year to Duxbury, which is the Division II EMAS state finalist. Two outstanding teams. Winchester at 21-0-0, ranked number 2 in the country, number 1 in Eastern Massachusetts. Marshfield 18-1-3 with a loss early in the season to Duxbury, and nothing since then save but a few scoreless ties. Marshfield at 18-1-3 with 3 wins in the tournament. Winchester 21-0-0 with 3 wins in the tournament. A terrific night considering it's the middle of November. For these teams to be playing in 50-degree weather at Braintree High School is amazing. Should be a matchup of defense, with Winchester actually getting a chance right off to get some offense. Julie Russo with a chance from 15. She misses. That ball is blasted through by Elizabeth Oram. Oram moved up and just ripped that ball through and forced Marcy Curtis to make a great diving save for Marshfield. Marcy Curtis, sophomore keeper for the Rams. 20 shutouts on the season in 22 games. She's played every one of the games. On the other side, Winchester having allowed just 5 goals, only one more than Marshfield. And Marshfield having scored some 80-some-odd goals, which is very similar to the Winchester total. Two very evenly matched teams here at Braintree High School. One difference we might look for early in this contest would be depth. Winchester, with 30 players on its roster, probably 26 or 27 will play. Marshfield with 20 players on its roster, and most of them will play. Here you see Chrissy Now blasting up the left wing, and she sends it across for Corinne Imperator. Both teams with a 4-4-2 set with just the 2 forwards each way. And Marshfield trying to make something happen, but there's Sarah Stevens deflecting it back to Maggie Mahar. Jen Mosier was there to clean it up if it should be a rebound. Two just tremendous Eastern Massachusetts programs going at it here tonight. Do not be surprised if this game goes into overtime. Do not be surprised if it stays scoreless.
Entering the game for Winchester, number 16, Kim Boland.
We're going to do our best as we go along here to set the lineups, but both coaches, Fred Podbelski of Marshfield and Chris Scanlon of Winchester, are going to be substituting frequently. For Winchester, the starters on defense include Sarah Stevens, and play continues on here at Braintree High School. Excuse us, we're having a few technical difficulties. We'll get over them quick enough, though. We have Corinne Imperator working the middle and sending across toward Chrissy Nowell. She runs onto it and tries to get to it. She kicked far and wide by the sweeper, and now back to it, blocked by Marcy Curtis. Chrissy Nowell is going to set up for a corner kick for Winchester. Julie Russo will walk in to take that corner kick. Corinne Imperator sent a beautiful lead ball for Chrissy Nowell, the 2 talented junior strikers for Winchester, with an early bid to get on the scoreboard here. Instead, it'll be a Winchester corner kick with Julie Russo sending it a little bit short. Nowell towards it. And now Kim Boland tries to make a play, but it's cleared out effectively by Winchester. There's Jen Mosier stepping up to make the play in front of the Marshfield forward. Little elbows back and forth there, nothing major. Sarah Stevens now, she can't control it. Lauren Corkery now working her defender, and it's a nice pass from Marshfield. Down the wing for Marshfield is number 12. As Marshfield turns around the corner kick, and now they get a throw-in, and they have some throw-in specialists on this Marshfield team that Winchester needs to look out for. That's what we mean by a throw-in specialist, and there it goes deep, but Sarah Stevens gets ahead on it. It's cleared part way, but not all the way out. Chrissy Nowell making a play to get to it, using her speed to cut off the angle nicely, and it's to Julie Russo. She sends it up to Chrissy Nowell. In the middle, it's Julie Stevens sending it down the wing. Intercepted by Heather Barrett, of Marshfield. That's a hustle play by sweeper Jen Mosier right there to keep the ball in and keep control for Winchester. Now it's Kim Bowling sending it up the wing. Stopped there by Marshfield. In the middle now, Corinne Imperator with lots of space, lots of time, sends it forward for Chrissy Nowell. It's deflected out of bounds by Amy Barrett, the tri-captain for Marshfield. So Winchester with a throw-in opportunity for Julie Stevens, number 25. She sends it forward. Marshfield intercepts. Stevens walks back onto it and sends it through the crease, but there is Marcy Curtis. Marshfield's sophomore keeper with 20 shutouts on the season. Ball is just cleared up and out of bounds without a problem there. It's going to be a Marshfield throw-in here. Here comes Siobhan Morris, one of the starters, returning for Marshfield. So it's defense against defense, but it will more than likely be the forwards that win this game for either team, whichever can get free. One goal could win it. Both teams have talented offenses and extremely stingy defenses. Very well lit field down here in Braintree for this EMAS championship game in Division I girls soccer. Winchester and Marshfield coming to you on TV 19's special edition of the Game of the Week.
Entering the game for Winchester, number 2, Molly Nolan. Number 19, Meredith McGowan.
And you see as Winchester switches up their forwards now with their second line forwards of Molly Nolan and Meredith McGowan, the M&Mers, in for Corinne Imperator and Chrissy Nowell, who had a couple of nice scoring chances early in this game. That's cleared deep by Corkery. There's McGowan trying to run on it. She can't get it. Julie Russo now back. She's being chased by Morris. And lets it roll out of bounds. A nice play by Julie Russo to shadow and let that go out of play. Now it's Julie Stevens with the long throw in towards Russo. But it's Morris with the head on it. Marshfield wins that ball, but it's back for Boland. Playing in the middle. She sees Stevens, and Stevens' ball is deflected out of play by Tyler Brennan. A quick throw in toward McGowan. She one-times it. In towards Molly Nolan. She can't get to it, but Stevens runs onto it about 35 yards out, and she chips it through. She chips it through for Julie Russo. One-time left foot cross. Allison Lindmark was running on from her right halfback position. Allison Lindmark's hustle set up a corner kick opportunity for Winchester, as Marshfield had no option but to kick that out of bounds. It'll be the second corner kick chance for the Sachems. Julie Russo will be in the corner to take the kick. Winchester setting up a stack at the top of the 18-yard line and breaking for the goal. Kick comes short, and it's deflected into the middle. Running onto it for Winchester was Megan Middleton. Her shot was blocked. Boland's return shot was also blocked at the short post. Curtis showing every bit of the solid goaltending that we expect out of her. Now Corkery fighting for it. Winchester wins the ball and sends it through, and here comes Molly Nolan running on hard. Curtis comes out and makes the play at the top of the box. No score. 10 minutes into this first half of action here in Winchester, and a head ball comes through from number 18, Liz Baxter, the sophomore striker for Marshfield. Handled easily by Winchester starting keeper Maggie Mahar. A scoreless game which has been fought rather up and down the field as opposed to just in the middle right now. And in the middle right now is Megan Middleton with it for Stevens. Stevens to the far corner. Molly Nolan trying to run onto it. She can't quite catch it before it rolls out of bounds. And now it's Morris turning it, kicking it forward. And there's Bolin in the middle looking to cross. She does cross to McGowan, who dummies it through, but nothing comes of it. But it's Middleton again, chipping it through high. And it's Nolan, and it's Russo, and her cross just goes past the post, and it's headed in by Winchester, and they're gonna say no goal. It's gonna go as no score as Russo had crossed the end line. Russo had crossed the end line before she crossed it. The very confident Curtis just picks the ball up, puts it on the goal line, and boots it forward. And there's a misplay as a Winchester defender misses the ball, and it's back to Corkery. She's got Mosier, but Corkery tries to turn it. Nice hustle by Middleton to get back into the play and save Corkery there. It's Julie Stevens who's been everywhere so far in the first 15 minutes of this game. It's McGowan now coming onto it, trying to steal it, does steal it, cuts towards the middle. Knocked off the ball, and they call it on McGowan, who looked like she just maintained her feet now. 15 minutes into the first half of action here. TV 19 special edition game of the week. Winchester and Marshfield in the Girls Division I Eastern Mass Championship game from Braintree High School. Good up and down action so far. Winchester and Marshfield substituting freely on both sides.
Number 26, Michelle Kennedy.
It's an early substitution of Michelle Kennedy coming in for Julie Rocky Russo from Winchester. Michelle Kennedy up from the junior varsity. Michelle Kennedy and Morgan Branton. Megan Harvey, the three that came up for Winchester at the end of the junior varsity season. Another undefeated season. Winchester has had the better of the midfield play so far in this game. And that has transferred into a couple of scoring chances. But there, Sarah Stevens miskicks it. It goes out of play. Marshfield will sub in.
Entering the game for Marshfield, number 1, Rebecca Rapidly. Number 21, Christine Doherty.
It'll be a throw-in for Marshfield's. Christine Doherty sends it deep. Bolin gets ahead on it. She sends it forward. And there's Julie Stevens to get a foot on and send it up. And Maggie Mahar comes out of the Winchester goal and gets it at the 6-yard line. A high ball, kicks it into the wind. Winchester is playing into the wind, yet has had the better opportunities early. This is extremely similar to the North Championship game against Billerica, in which they had the good chances in the first half, carried the play into the wind, and had a 2-0 lead at the half. It's a nice ball from Marshfield there, but Mahar calls off her defenders, comes out, picks it up, and throws it out to Kennedy. Kennedy sets it back for Stevens, and she sets it up. And now it's Middleton running onto it. Middleton taken out of the play, but Nolan with it. Nolan, one touch to McGowan. McGowan with the cutback. She's got Nolan. And McGowan again on it with the one touch. Tries to send it through, but instead it's Kim Bolin. Back to McGowan with the trap. And McGowan rather, takes out the defender from the rear, and that'll be a free kick for Marshfield. The scouting reports say it's not uncommon for teams to get scoring chances on Marshfield, but giving up goals is another story altogether. They can move it down to the 18, and then things get very tough for Marshfield. This is some nice play here by Christy Robichaux. She's a freshman, and look at the moves on her, number 2 for Marshfield. Now again, it's Winchester. Bolin with it. Touches it forward. That's Kennedy. She can't quite get to it. There's that long Marshfield throw-in. Julie Stevens with it, and that's played over the head of Mosier, who misplayed that ball. Comes back into the play and gets called for the push. It'll be a direct kick for Marshfield from about 20 yards out to the right side of the keeper. Maggie Mahar back there by herself. Winchester trying to trap Marshfield offsides on the play here. It'll be number 3, Alyssa Fish, one of the tri-captains for Marshfield, taking the direct kick. Now they're indicating it's an indirect kick, and it's curled across to the far post. Mahar comes through, makes the play. Very aggressive play by Maggie Mahar, and she gets it up quickly. Winchester had an opportunity there. Nolan just out-jumped for it. Marshfield now on the wing to 21, Christine Doherty. Intercepted nicely by Kennedy, and it's sent back in by Marshfield. Sarah Stevens now trying to let it run out, and it does, and it'll be a goal kick for Winchester as a horde of substitutions return for Winchester. Marlene Bonacera comes back.
Corinne Imperator. Number 6, Julie Russo. Number 8,
Julie Russo and Marlene Bonacera and Corinne Imperator and Chrissy Nowell and Elizabeth Orm all back into the game for Winchester.
Marshfield, number 9.
At the 20-minute mark of the first half, there's no score here. Jen Mosier with the clear up, dummied out by Boland. And cleared back in deep by Marshfield and just sails over everything. So it'll be Winchester's goal kick here. No score in this game. Jen Mosier will take the kick. She lofts a nice boot into the wind here, I'll tell you. Got all of that one. Now Corkery back. She has some space. Looks for her options. Makes a move to the outside. And it goes off the Marshfield defender as Corkery smartly kicked it off the Marshfield forward there. Corkery with the long throw in up. Chrissy Nowell was looking for it. Couldn't quite get there in time. But Winchester moving up the right wing of the field here quickly with the throw-ins by Corkery. That one is to Nowell, number 22 for Winchester. She's got Julie Russo, but didn't quite see her. Again, it'll be Boland trying to make the move in the middle. She does. She gets it through, and it's dummied by Nowell toward Russo, but Russo didn't see it coming. Sarah Stevens steps through. It sends it forward for Marlene Bonacera, another freshman for Winchester, trying to make a play of the right halfback position. That is sent through for Winchester, and it's Julie Russo off the crossbar. There's all sorts of action in front, and Imperator, her shot was stopped. Julie Russo off the crossbar, then Imperator's follow, stopped. A glamorous save by Marcy Curtis, no doubt about it. Winchester pressuring hard, and another opportunity there. And here comes Marshfield right back up the field. Just a superb play by Curtis. She was under siege, kept her poise. One ball off the crossbar. A second ball stuffed by Curtis. Winchester's golden scoring opportunity goes by the boards. Winchester's kids just in off the bench seem to be just absolutely attacking here. And that's a crazy call there by the official, giving Chris Scanlon a yellow card. Chris Scanlon gets yellow carded by the official on the sideline. We're used to Chris, and we're surprised we can't hear him from up here. If he's really giving her something, would hear it from up here. So that's a surprising move. It's an official we've never seen before. Who, well, no comment. So Marshfield with the indirect kick, and now Winchester. Let's see if that card to coach Chris Scanlon picks them up once at all. There's Boland with it now, and she sends it forward. Goes out to Bean Bonacera on the wing. A nice play by Bonacera to keep it going forward. Corinne Imperator pressures. Bonacera blocks it, and it's kicked out of play by Marshfield. Winchester with the best scoring chances to date. A shot off the post A follow blocked by the keeper. On the other end, meanwhile, Maggie Mahar is rarely tested in the Winchester end. Very, very similar game to the North Division I final last week. And now it's Imperator playing it back for Bonacera. She'll look to cross. And she kicks it out of bounds. It goes off a Marshfield defender. It'll be Winchester's third corner kick opportunity. Julie Russo again. Winchester defenders crash toward the net to set up at the 18. They crash the net, and there's Russo's ball coming in. Orem with a head on it. Sent through and at the top of the crease, now rolling out. It's Middleton with it, turning around, trying to make a play, and here comes Marshfield. Roaring up the right wing is number 16, Tyler Brennan. Number 18, Liz Baxter, rather, one of the strikers. But it's defended beautifully by Lauren Corkery, who snuffs that play. Sets up a chance here for Christine Doherty.
For Marshfield, number 16, Tyler Brennan.
Doherty, of course, is the throw-in specialist for Marshfield. And with this win, she's got almost a scoring chance from near midfield like that, but it's blocked out by Russo. Keeps it in and gets it up to Nowell. Chrissy Nowell turns it for Imperator, who continues it. And Bonacera, an extended playing time for Marlene. There's Chrissy Nowell knocking it back across midfield and back toward Julie Russo. She chooses to let it go, and it is deflected out of play off of Marshfield. It'll be a Winchester throw-in. Coming back up the wing. And here comes Allison Lindmark back into the game at the right halfback.
24, Allison Lindmark.
Scoreless game, 15 minutes remaining in the first half at Braintree High School in the EMAS Girls State Soccer Championship game. It's going to be a dangerous play. Foul by Marshfield. Julie Russo quickly takes it. She sees Chrissy Nowell. Nowell shielding, cuts to the outside with a nice move, trying to blow down the wing, and she's bumped off the play, and her shot goes harmlessly out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in instead for Marshfield, and Doherty once again. Her long toss well over midfield. Sarah Stevens using every bit of her 5'9" frame to get up and block that. And then Kim Bolt using every bit of her 5'4" frame to get up and block that one. And now it's Corkery in the corner being chased by Liz Baxter, the striker. Corkery turns it outside, a nice play to send it up. Gets back in the play, cuts through, and it's being controlled by Winchester deep in the corner, but now knocked out of bounds. It'll be a Marshfield chance here from about 20 yards out. And Winchester needs to be wary of the wind here with these throw-in opportunities, but it's a short throw-in, won by Winchester. Up the wing, cut back nicely by Corinne Imperator, who streaks forward with the ball, controlling it. She's got Chrissy Nowell up, but she's tripped up and just knocked off the ball. No call, and Chris Scanlon can't say anything because he'll be tossed. Imperator is just caught from behind and clipped down by a Marshfield defender right in front of one of the officials, but no call. That might have been somewhat of a make-up call there, though. That gives Winchester a chance now, and Jen Mosier steps through the ball, lifts it forward for Chrissy Nowell, who tries to play it, misses it, and turnover toward Marshfield as both Winchester and Marshfield players fall down. It's set back now for Winchester, and up again towards Imperator, and she's knocked off the ball again. Corkery to the outside, sees Mosier, who calls for it. Mosier with the nice clear forward towards Chrissy Nowell, who muscles off her player. And now it's Julie Russo, who's had a very effective first half, playing more of an offensive role for Winchester. Russo has been a different player since being moved out of the middle and back to the outside midway through the season.
Number 19, Meredith McGowan, and number 25, Julie Stevens.
Here come Winchester's second line of forwards once again, the M&Mers, along with Julie Stevens, who's also played a very effective first 20 or nearly 30 minutes now of the game. And that's Sarah Stevens with the left foot. Two Winchester players are on it. Marcy Curtis with the play. Marcy, not a small girl in there, just made the play. Long kick with the wind. Kicked it about 50 yards. And there's Corkery again with a play trying to keep it in for Winchester. Might have worked out better that it didn't stay in, because it would have been a 2-on-1 for Marshfield. So Marshfield starting to win the field back slightly here. They still haven't had a very good scoring chance, like anything like Winchester's chances to hit one off the crossbar and another off Curtis's block.
Entering the game for Marshfield, number 20.
11 minutes remaining in the first half of play here at Braintree High School. Winchester and Marshfield, the Eastern Mass Girls State Soccer Championship game. The winner will face either Hudson Catholic or Springfield Cathedral Saturday afternoon at Worcester WPI. And it would be a sweet trip for Winchester, which was in Worcester last in 1990 when they were the #1 team in the nation, according to USA Today, completing a perfect 24-0 season with a win at WPI. And of course, 4 years prior to that, they had won in 1986 in the state championship game. If you sense a pattern here, the every 4 years thing, if they were to win it, it would continue the pattern. Marshfield, on the other hand, has advanced by exactly 1 round in each of the last 4 years, this being the 4th. The losing in the South Final rather last year to Newton North in a shootout, defeating Newton North this year in a shootout in the North Final. That might indicate that this would be the end of Marshfield's road today if everything held logically like that, but logic that never seems to apply in big games like this. Now it's Julie Stevens sending it through, and look at the header by Rocky Russo, putting a big spin on that head and just knocking it past the far post. Julie Russo has played an inspired first half here as a tri-captain for Winchester, leading her teammates. As a result, she's been pulled very rarely by Chris Scanlon. But Winchester needs to find a way to dent Marcy Curtis, Marshfield's sophomore keeper. There's a push called against Winchester. Even though Marshfield had won the ball, they still blew the whistle there. But there's Stevens winning it clean, sending it forward. McGowan with an opportunity. Nolan closing fast. And that's just kicked out of bounds by the Marshfield defenders. And the quick throw in by Stevens, deflected to Marshfield. It's going to be Jen Mosier moving up to make a play from her sweeper position. Nice touch back to Julie Stevens. Her touch is off number 2, Christy Robichaud for Marshfield. It'll be Winchester ball. Stevens toward Russo, deflected out by Marshfield. Stevens will have another throw in as she just moves 20 yards upfield and throws it in. She's got Nolan. It sets it back for Stevens. Left-footed one-timer, crossed into the middle where Fish makes the play. Now that is blocked by Julie Russo. She's got that powerful left foot out in the wing there. She'll be looking to make a move and cross the ball. She chooses to go back to Stevens. Ball rolls out of play. It'll be a Marshfield throw-in as we hit 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Scoring chances have favored Winchester. The play has been slightly more even than that, but Winchester has certainly carried the play into the wind in the first half here. Marshfield, however, proving not to be one bit intimidated by Winchester's state and national status. Remember, this Marshfield team has not given up a goal in regulation in the tournament, or in the overtimes, or in the shootouts. They're perfect. So there's Marshfield with a chance, but just harmlessly defended back. Broken up very nicely by Winchester. And sent forward, and the Winchester M&M girls trying to make things happen up on the wing there. Allison Lindmark drives through the ball from her right half-back position. And here come Winchester starting forwards, and here comes Kim Boland. Great to see Kim Boland back in action for Winchester. They went the balance of the season without her. got her back very late in the season.
Number 22,
She had a
Chrissy
quadricep pull which simply would not heal all season long, and Winchester, despite having lost its starting sweeper from last year, found another outstanding sweeper in Jen Mosier, and now Kim Bolin is filling in the midfield and has been playing exceptionally well since her return late in the season. That ball is kicked through, but Mahar calls off her defense. Goes out. That's the first touch for Mahar in about 10 or 12 minutes, maybe longer, as we hit near 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Michelle Lentini get away with a handball there. And now it's Bolin playing catch with Nowell, Katie Nowell. And over to Stevens as Winchester works the midfield. And a through ball up towards Chrissy Nowell, and it's blocked off by Marshfield's defense, number 24, Christy McMurray. And now it's up for 16, Tyler Brennan. She sends it across. It's one time back to Brennan, cruising through the middle. Corkery steps up from her stopper position and stops the play. Now it's Bolin outside to Russo, makes a move to the outside, bumped off the ball. Russo throws the elbow back, knocks the Marshfield defender down and gets the justified call. Some of the Winchester players, I think, a little surprised so far by Marshfield's aggressive play and just now starting to fight back. And such will cause an indirect kick here for Rocky Russo. What a ball! She sends it right through, and that's a high ball thrown through from Julie Stevens from about 16, but a nice quick hit by Rocky Russo sent it through to Julie Stevens. Now it's Corkery again from her stopper position trying to slow the play. Very nicely defended there as Liz Baxter tried to make a move for Marshfield, but Corkery was all over her from behind, was able to knock it out. Doherty, a monster throw-in, stopped by Julie Stevens, another one playing a great first half for Winchester. Winchester's midfield has had the better of the play in this game. Marshfield's defense has had the better of the play in this game. If that were to continue, though, that would mean that Winchester would continue to have scoring chances, whereas Marshfield would just do their best to just kick it up and hope to get a long run. Now it's Michelle Lentini with it. She sends it outside smartly for Lindmark. Lindmark back toward Mosier. One times it forward. Gains 40 yards on that punt. And again, it's Lindmark running through the ball and forcing it out of bounds. It'll be a Winchester throw-in from about 35 yards out with about just under 4 minutes remaining in this first half of action. TV 19's special edition coverage of the game of the week. My name's Jim McKenzie from the Winchester Star, bringing you the very best in Winchester High School sports action, no doubt about it. That's a beautiful cross there from Lindmark, left-footed on Curtis, who's been relatively busy in this first half as Winchester has had a solid half. Look at Stevens with a nice head right down to Rocky Russo. Russo trying to get outside, trying to beat Doherty. Get some help from Nowell. Takes a bad hop, but goes out of play then off of Marshfield. Julie Stevens hops on it, looking for Nowell. Yeah, now another questionable call there as Heather Barrett is called for a push on Chrissy Nowell. Seem to be some ticky-tack fouls being called here at this stage of the tournament. That ball is sent across, right on Winchester. Her Imperator had a chance. Marcy Curtis stuffed it. What a ball there from Julie Russo. She sent a perfect cross. It hopped over the defense. Both Nowell and Imperator were onto it. Neither could convert. Marcy Curtis scooped it up. Winchester, golden scoring chances. Long throw in there from Corkery toward Nowell. Nowell lets it play out off of the Marshfield defender. Back for Stevens. Stevens, Nowell, and Julie Russo, three redheads, all playing strong first halves. Marshfield right now content to just kick it out of play. So we near the 2-minute mark in the first half of action here at Braintree High School. Corinne Imperator with it now, looking for a cross. Sends it for Stevens. Stevens is off the side of her foot as Lindmark goes back, retreats to get it. Now Sarah Stevens with it, and she is able to make the play and send it forward, and there's Julie Russo. Oh, Julie Russo, a late offsides call from that same official who has made questionable call after questionable call here. She was right on the play and watched as Julie Russo rode through the play and then decided to make the call. Hate to take umbrage with an official like this, but you have to wonder if she's been here before. Julie Russo converted on the goal, and then late whistle called it back. Winchester's second ball in the net. Second ball called back, both involving Julie Russo in her heads-up hustling play in this first half. The three-year starter, leading the way. Look at her again. Here she is, Julie Russo, with another bid to the near post, and Curtis almost muffs it into the goal. What a half by Julie Russo. She's going to get one if she keeps working like this. Under 1 minute to play in Braintree, the first half of action between Winchester and Marshfield in the Eastern Mash State Division I Championship Girls Soccer game. Winchester must feel a little bit snake bit right about now, but if they keep attacking the goal like they are, they're gonna get one. Now here comes Chrissy Nowell. We know there's less than a minute. The official time is kept on the floor. She's got Imperator in the middle, waiting for the ball. It's thrown through for Imperator, but Curtis comes out, makes the play. Nowell's taking the body the whole way down the field, and that's it. The end of the first half of action in Braintree. Scoreless game between Winchester and Marshfield. We're gonna come back for second half action.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition.
And play back on here in the second half of action at Braintree High School. Winchester and Marshfield in the Division I EMAS Soccer Championship game. The teams have gone end to end as we missed about 40 seconds of action here in Winchester. And joining me now is Gordon Vincent of the Daily Times Chronicle, who chronicles Winchester and girls soccer throughout the Middlesex League. Gordon, how about your assessment of the first half of action here?
Well, Bunky, we got a long time here. 3 years, I think, you and I covering together, and we never failed to see a team put together two passes in the same half. But Marshfield may have gotten that honor. I don't think they put two together in the first half.
Yeah, it certainly seemed to be a dominant performance by Winchester's midfield. The defense was very rarely tested, and when did, responded. Do you have any information on shots and saves in the first half?
Well, officially they had 13-1 shots from Winchester. I had 8-0. I'm a little more particular with the shots that I give out, but there wasn't anything really testing on Maggie Mahar. I think Winchester had a harder time adjusting to the wind than what it appears to be a very rough playing surface. Jim, take it back because we got a kick coming up here.
Yeah, this is looks like it's gonna be a direct kick for Marshfield after indirect kick for Marshfield after one of the Winchester players basically wiped out one of the Marshfield forwards. Scoring opportunities have been few and far for Marshfield. Lining up for the boot is tri-captain Alyssa Fish of Marshfield. She's going to probably take some sort of tap off here. Winchester will charge, and here comes Fish. The blast is through. Robat makes the save. What a play by Robat! Stephanie Robat with two of the most incredible saves you will ever see at high school soccer. Unbelievable. Robat diving to her right, knocks the ball off the post, completely out of the play, comes back into it, a Marshfield forward all over it. And Robat somehow from her knees dives back to her left and smothers the shot. What are you going to say about Stephanie Robat's play in this state championship? Unbelievable. Chris Scanlon told us at the beginning of the year he was concerned about his goalkeeping. Fret no more, Mr. Scanlon. I've watched hundreds of high school soccer games in the last 4 years. I haven't seen 2 back-to-back saves that good. No question about it, not to mention the fact that this is in the Eastern Mass Division I Girls State Soccer Championship game in a scoreless game between 2 amazing teams. Wow. This place is buzzing. They'll be writing about Stephanie Robat once again. Boy, with all the tremendous play that Winchester has put on throughout this perfect undefeated 21-0 season, you very rarely heard anything about the goalkeeping of Winchester. There were halves of games and full games where keepers didn't even touch the ball for Winchester. There were games without shots on goal. But in the playoffs, Stephanie Robat has made the save against Salem in the shootout and against Bill Ricka down the stretch in the final of the North, and now here in the state semifinals. Stephanie Robat. Kudos to you, Steph. We'll thank Gordon Vincent for stopping by for a minute there. Things got a little crazy up here, and Gordon waved goodbye so he could go fill out his notebook and get all this down for the Daily Times. The injury to Winchester's Alyssa Fish, who began that crazy play with a rocket from about 25 yards out on the indirect kick, which was stopped by Stephanie Robat. So let's see how Winchester reacts to being threatened so strongly there at the beginning of the half. Once again, very similar to last week's North sectional final, in that Winchester dominated play in the first half, and then early in the second half, the opponent comes out and plays very hard and almost beats them. Winchester, let's see if they can turn it up here as they go deep into the corner. The cross comes through. It's Kim Boland running onto it with the low ball through. Sarah Stevens is knocked off the play, and it's settled back for Lauren Corkery, who gives way to Jen Mosier. Her ball through in a offsides call against Winchester. Whoa. High school sports at its best here. We told you before the game we were going to bring you the very best. We guaranteed it. And we're giving it to you live. Not quite live, but you're watching it, and it looks live. So there's Megan Middleton, who had a strong first half for Winchester, as Winchester's midfield did indeed control play in the first half. But now it's Marshfield. Christy Robichaud trying to keep it in, the freshman for Marshfield. But that ball goes out of play, and it's going to be Sarah Stevens with a throw-in. Ball is headed back to Christy Robichaud, and Stevens comes up and gets it. Sends it from Molly Nolan, who's nicely down the wing towards McGowan, her line mate. She sends it through for Nolan. What a nice left-footed pass from Nolan's. Ball is deflected out of play, and that should be a corner. Okay, they're going to call it a goal kick. Looked like it was deflected off the Marshfield defender.
Re-entering the game for Marshfield, number 3, Alyssa Fish.
Here comes Alyssa Fish right back into the action for Marshfield. The tri-captain who went out a couple minutes ago limping. She still appears to be limping a little bit, but senior, tri-captain, state semifinal. Not going to sit her for long. So it's Curtis now with the blast. Forward, Winchester intercepts it. Kim Boland. A couple of nifty moves from Boland, but she's knocked off the ball, and it's sent long by Marshfield. Now it's Mosier. Robat calls her off, comes out. Tries to make the play, and it's sent long, it's sent high. Robat kind of got caught in between there. She was going to pick the ball up. Her and Mosier had a little lack of communication there. Mosier let it go to Robat, but it never got into the area. Robat had to try to either field it with her hands or kick it, but it never reached the line. She had to go for the kick. It ended up with Number 18, Liz Baxter, with a wide open shot at the goal. But her shot went high, so Winchester has dodged 2 big bullets here early on against Marshfield. Boy, Marshfield coming out and seems to have discovered something. Nolan takes that off the face, takes it for the team. It goes through, and here comes Meredith McGowan running on to Curtis. Long kick out to Murphy, to Stevens rather, Julie Stevens with the play. Now in the middle for Marshfield, sent forward, and nice touch attempt by Marshfield to the outside by Robichaud to Morris, but it was denied, and now Megan Middleton with it. She throws it through, and Rocky Russo sees the ball and let it slide out of play where it's gonna be Marshfield ball. Last week in the second half, Winchester subbed less and less as Bill Rickett seemed to come on harder and harder. It'll be interesting to see what the pattern is here at Braintree High School in this state semifinal contest. 10 minutes into the second half, and a second half that Marshfield has had 2 tremendous scoring chances. 2 denied by Stephanie Robat, and 1 where there was a little bit of luck on Marshfield's side, no doubt about it. So Winchester sees it slide out of bounds. Sarah Stevens playing at the right fullback with the long throw in it. It's deflected towards Nolan. She wants to get a foot. She blocks it. And she's got a good scoring chance here. Her cross gets deflected by a strong Marshfield defense. But there's Bowler with the long header, and it's a low ball deflected by Marshfield. Marshfield having difficulty clearing it out. Finally manages to get the throw-in opportunity. Marshfield's defense, they've talked about it. They keep talking about it. Coach Fred Podbelski slightly understated how many goals his team had scored when talking to the local media, telling us, oh, we scored about 50 or so, and in reality, the team was close to 90, including a 13-0 win, an 11-0 win, and only the 4 goals allowed, of course, that we've talked about already. But boy, it sure looks like a 1-goal game here. It's just 2 tenacious teams going at each other. The play is flowing back and forth. At times, it's Winchester carrying. At times, it's Marshfield carrying. Right now, for the first 10 or 12 minutes of the second half, it's been Marshfield with the better chances. Winchester beginning to win the field back as Julie Russo makes a nice dummy to herself, tries to go up the sideline. It's knocked out of play off of Marshfield. Here come the Winchester strikers back into the game. Corinne Imperator, number 5. Chrissy Nowell, number 22, for Nolan, and McGowan, who again pressured Curtis
Entering the game for Winchester, number 5.
in the Ram defenders.
And number 22, Chrissy Nowell.
Winchester looking to make a quick strike here with its forward line. 2 of the top scorers in the Middlesex League, 2 of the top 5 scorers, in fact. Now it'll be an indirect kick for Marshfield on another foul against Winchester. It'll be Fish, who looks recuperated. And this could be an interesting call. She's got an undercut on Marshfield. Again, one of those, well, you'll wonder if it's just a no call. 2 girls going up hard for the ball. What we tend to see throughout the season, we don't mean to harp on the officials, but what we tend to see during the season is that as you get closer and closer to the end of the season, then into the playoffs, the officials let the girls play. When 2 girls go hard at a ball like that and nobody gets hurt, you play on. And the girls expect that, the coaches expect that. Here's Corinne Imperator now, though, with a feed for Chrissy Nowell, number 22 in Winchester. She's knocked off the play, but it's back for Stevens, who volleys it to herself, gets it through to Imperator, and it's harmlessly knocked out by Marshfield's sweeper. Marshfield with the 2 forward attack, including Robichaud and Jen Barrett at the moment. Robichaud, the freshman, number 2, just disgusted with herself. as the ball rolls out of bounds. Robichaud with another chance, and she is flattened by Sarah Stevens. Senior versus freshman. Senior wins. Call goes to freshman. So into the win now. Another indirect kick for Marshfield. Stevens gets her head through there and pokes it forward for Imperator, who looks for her option. She's got Stevens to her right. She sends it far for Nowell, who boxes out, makes the play, sends it through for Middleton, who one-times it forward. And it's Lindmark running onto it, trying to make a play. Middleton trying to come up and close off the outside. Corkery now with it. She gets knocked down, and that's, again, hey, they're going both ways, but the far official making that call when she can't. All right, enough. My bad. Let it go. Mosier instead sends it through. Winchester in the area of Marshfield. The high ball comes out. It'll be a Winchester throw-in. 35 yards out, 40 yards out. It'll be Corkery with the monster throw-in. Now that was knocked off the ball, but anyhow, it's Sarah Stevens with it. Her left footer toward the middle, but it's blocked out. Julie Russo trying to get back into the play. Stevens moves up smartly to the midfield and makes the play. Now she controls it. She cuts the inside, carries it, and is not able to make the play toward the forward. Winchester having difficulty moving the ball within the 18 or 25 yards and in. Marshfield's defense is just camped out. There's Chrissy Nowell with the flick, looking for Russo, can't find her, but Julie Stevens again with the throw-in. She's got Chrissy Nowell looking for the turnaround. She tees it up for Bolin. Bolin with the shot through, and Marcy Curtis with a rare touch this half. 25 minutes remain in regulation here. Braintree High School, the EMAS Championship Division I girls soccer game between Winchester and Marshfield. Two outstanding teams with outstanding records, outstanding coaching, outstanding depth, outstanding defense, and offense that so far has been kept quiet by excellent defense, and as we talked about earlier, a little bit of luck. Both teams have had luck, both teams have had defense, and there's Corkery. Boy, nice play by Lauren Corkery to recover there defensively. Left foot that ball out of bounds when Doherty's long throw-in eluded the Winchester defenders. She's got a dangerous throw-in. It's a scoring chance every time, and it's headed high. A back head by Marshfield goes through the crossbars. Well, the goalposts.
Number 8, Marlene Barcera. Number 19, Meredith McGowan. And number 26, Michelle Kennedy.
So it'll be Mosier with the goal kick. Back toward Marshfield, and here's McGowan running on. She can't get to it. Corkery steps through. Mosier steps through now, and Stevens turns and one-times it up toward Nolan. Was stopped by the Marshfield defense at midfield, and there's Nolan with it. She knocks it out of play. It'll be a Marshfield ball on the sideline. Marshfield fans screaming for a handball on Winchester. They didn't get it. Now Marshfield again starting to pressure Winchester, starting to win the field. And there's Alyssa Fish, Marshfield's tri-captain, sending it up. Lauren Corkery is there, as she has been throughout the playoffs, the 3 games that Winchester has won so far. Winchester looking for a win today, hoping to get to that state final. They've been there before, they've won it before. There's a takeout by Alyssa Fish, the Marshfield tri-captain, knocking out Molly Nolan. That's going to give Winchester a kick play. It'll be Mosier running up to take it for Winchester. We're trying to see, is it a direct or an indirect? Mosier's ball to the far post. Looked like Winchester got a hand on it. No call, and it is just smoked. Looked like it was Middleton. No, it was not. It was Kennedy ripping the ball over the crossbar. Make the apologies now as we find out that our roster was incorrect. In 26 is Megan Harvey, not Nicole Kennedy. Apologize for that, but we can only deal with what we're given here for a roster. So that was Harvey's attempt, and it was Harvey that was making those solid plays in the first half. Now it's Winchester with the field spread out and a ball taken right off the face of a Marshfield, the forward number 23, Laura Van Eiderstein. Now she goes down. She was definitely stunned when that ball hit her directly in the face. Winchester alertly kept playing, came out, made the defensive play to get the ball out. But Von Eiderstein was clearly shaken up. And now she's down in the goal area. So play is going to be held up with 20 minutes remaining. And
from Marshfield, number 1, Rebecca Appleby, and number 2, Christy Robichaud.
We're going to take a minute here and call back in Gordon Vincent of the Daily Times. And things are a little bit different here in the second half, much like the Bill Ricca game, where Winchester working with the win this half is not as strong as they were in the first half.
Maybe it's those green uniforms from Marshfield and Barica that they both have, but certainly a much better effort from Marshfield. They've had probably the game's sparkling opportunity, at least at the half, and Julie Russo hitting the crossbar in the first half, but it's been a much more even game. And as you said, Jim, you would think that Winchester would come out and dominate with the wind at their backs in the second half, but it hasn't been that way. It's the shots are even at 1-1, and so it looks like right now it could be anybody's game.
Well, one shot, Gordon, for Marshfield. Any idea where that came from?
I have a very good idea where that came from.
Yeah, geez, Stephanie Robad saving the play for Winchester so far in this game. And it was Jess Gibson being brought off the field for Marshfield. Number is a little difficult to read here from the roof of the Braintree High School Athletic Complex. The play is going to come back on now with just under 21 minutes. Once again, we thank Gordon Vincent of the Daily Times for joining us. Give us a little update on his perspective of how things are going. You wonder, Chris Scanlon used the opportunity of the injury there to get his team in the huddle and try to work out a few things, and we'll see if Winchester comes out with any sort of different attack here. Starts with a long bomb from Mosier. And it's kicked right back down, playing a little long ball here. Now Corkery jumping through, and now Bolin on it. Bolin one touch over to Middleton. She's looking to the wing, and look at Harvey. What a speed on Megan Harvey going down the left wing. What a burner. That was an innocent-looking play there, for almost turned into something with Megan Harvey's just extreme speed on the left side. Now it's Imperator flipping it through towards Bonacera. Bonacera runs onto it, crashes into Marcy Curtis, who bobbled the ball, making that a live ball. So a couple of Winchester's younger players in Bonacera and Megan Harvey. Marlene Bonacera and Megan Harvey really coming to the fore here in the biggest game of the year, without a doubt, for Winchester. And here's some more with Meredith McGowan sending it through, and Nolan looking to break it up, and she smashes right through. Again, there is Harvey with it, and there's McGowan. That's going to be called a handball on Marshfield from the other side of the field. It'll be Winchester with an indirect opportunity from about 45 yards out. It'll be Mosier, their specialist on these. Ball's a little bit low, almost screamed through the line of defense though, and cleared effectively by Marshfield. Sarah Stevens leaps, gets it up to Harvey. And that ball is chipped through by Middleton. Stopped in the middle. Now it's Corkery jumping through to make the defensive play, and Nolan running onto it, heading it onto herself, 5 yards deep. She tries to cut. She's on the goal line. She sends it into the middle. Molly Nolan with a run down the wing or into the area there, and there's Kim Bolin just crashing through with a one-timer there. Winchester has indeed picked up its pace here in the last 2 to 3 minutes since that injury. And now here we go as the game gets going a little, and the officials are starting indeed to let the girl play. Sarah Stevens, rock solid on defense throughout the game, makes another turn there for Winchester. Corkery jumping through. She's going to get called for the push. That's going to give Marshfield an opportunity from about 30 yards out, 33 yards out or so. It's a dangerous chance here. Fish stepping up. She will take the direct kick. Winchester with the line of defenders. Morris wide open on the left side, wondering if Winchester sees them. The ball goes through harmlessly, and Robat lets it go out of play. So a good chance there for Marshfield. Goes by the boards, and here comes Lindmark and Imperator and Chrissy Nowell and Julie Russo. It's the Winchester.
Julie Russo, number 22.
Winchester continues to just change up, try to keep fresh players in the whole time. Winchester defense, however, has done a yeoman's job without much substitution. Mosier has not been sub for. Stevens has been sub. Rarely Corkery, we're not sure about. It'll be a Marshfield ball. The Marshfield fans applaud the official being on top of that play. Corkery now trying to keep it, and that's deflected toward the Winchester goal, and there's Elizabeth Oram. No, that's Kimberly Bolin. Jen Mosier, 3 strikes, got it. Imperator trying to make a play toward the middle as Winchester just looking to make plays to space, but again it's Sarah Stevens. Stevens throwing it through the middle. Broken up by Marshfield. Corkery defensively pushed off the play. Ball goes out. It should be a Winchester ball here. And the Marshfield coach and fans are pleading for the official to reverse his call there. Imperator now with the header. Goes out of play off. Imperator was like a triple header there. Boy, 16 minutes remaining, second half of action here at Braintree High School. TV 19 special edition game of the week. A 0-0 game in the Eastern Mass Championship soccer game between Winchester and Marshfield High Schools. My name is Jim McKenzie, sports editor at the Winchester Star. We're watching fantastic high school soccer here, as evidenced by plays like that by Megan Middleton with a beautiful turn of a ball, and plays like that by Marshfield's freshman Christy Robichaux, who made an equally impressive turn. Here comes Marshfield into the area for one of the few times of the second half and pushed off the play. Looked like Marshfield took a dive there. They got the call. They're going to get a direct kick opportunity here. Stephanie Robat for Winchester screaming to her teammates to cover up certain plays, and it's Fish with the chip. Robat lets it go out of play. It'll be a goal kick for Winchester. Just can't help but think, but this is so similar to that Bill Ricka game in the North Final. However, Winchester had scored the 2 first half goals in that game and had a cushion to play with. Here they don't. Could be very well be that next goal wins this game. First goal wins this game. It's Allison Lindmark there trying to make a play for Winchester. Now it's Lauren Corkery with the throw-in for Winchester, which subs for its forwards again. The M&Mers are back in. Corkery one-times it through towards McGowan, who It's a nice play to push off the defenders and give Nolan a chance. She can't catch it quite quick enough, though. It goes out of play off the defender. It'll be a Winchester throw-in on the far side of the field. And now it's Julie Russo setting it back, and Elizabeth Orm misplayed it, but it went right to Middleton. She's got Orm again. Orm's one-timer is blocked by the Marshfield forward, Christy Robichaud. What a game for the freshman. Kim Boland now back to Middleton as they work the middle of the center halfback area together. And now it's Elizabeth Orm crashing through, making a nice play. She had momentum, she had the ball. Make a nice cut by Orm, and her shot from 30 yards sails wide. Up and down they go. No score.
Number 25, Julie Stevens.
Closing in on 13 minutes remaining in this scoreless contest in the Eastern Mass Girls Soccer State Championship game at Braintree High. TV 19's coverage of this special edition game of the week. The Winchester team, the red and white, hoping that there will be a chance for another game of the week. But they have to win this game to make the state final. The winner goes to Worcester to play Saturday against either Springfield Cathedral or Neshoba. I said Hudson earlier, my bad. Now Julie Russo, corner kick, left foots it, high, deep, far to the far post. One time through and saved by the defender for Marshfield. Lauren Corkery skidded the ball to the far post. A Marshfield defender made the stop. Winchester with the throw in. Here comes Stevens with the high ball. Her ball goes to the left goal post and out of play. There's a reason Marshfield's only given up 4 goals. And it is strong defensive play. You look through this Marshfield roster, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seniors out of about 22 players. Methinks Marshfield might be in for the long haul. You see players like Robichaud, the freshman, and Curtis, the sophomore goalie, and Siobhan Morris, the sophomore halfback, and Alexa Ricardo, the junior halfback, and Jen Barrett, the sophomore halfback. They'll all be back. But that's Marshfield. This is Winchester, and Winchester's even younger, much younger as a team. Winchester will return just a ton of players next year. And they'll be fed by a junior varsity program, which was once again undefeated. I mean, if he's got 27 players on his roster this year, who knows what he's going to do next year. Maybe they'll just make that 10th team in the league and have a Winchester 1 and a Winchester 2 in place of Watertown, which abandoned the league a few years ago. Just an idea. See if Winchester could go 1-2 in the Middlesex League next year. All right, we get carried away. 10 minutes remaining. Eastern Mass Championship soccer game at Braintree High School. Winchester, Marshfield, scoreless. Winchester with a chance here, sending it through. McGowan to Nolan, looking for Lindmark at the 18, left foots it through. Curtis with the stop. The going is rough around the goal area, I'll tell you. You don't come out of there unscathed. Elizabeth Orem with the trap to Russo, who was on a mission in the first half, has been slightly quiet in the second half as the play has been much more to the opposite side of her field. Nice play by Elizabeth Orem, crashing through there to get to the ball and limit a Marshfield potential break there. Sarah Stevens gets through it, angles off her player. Now Julie Stevens, no relation. She sends it out toward Lindmark, trying to make a run for the corner. Defended out of play by Alyssa Fish. And Lindmark goes down high. There's a grate down there. There's a storm grate. We got to hope that Allison Lindmark did not hit her head on that storm grate. Alyssa Fish just creamed her. I don't know if Lindmark simply didn't see her coming or what the story was. but Lindmark got absolutely creamed there. Her head came down perilously close to that drain area, stopping the clock with unofficially 9:26 remaining in the contest. Funny, the Marshfield bus drivers has started warming up the buses. I don't know if they expect this thing to end in 10 minutes. But this game could go for a while. There could be some overtimes here for sure in a scoreless game with 9 minutes remaining. Sarah Stevens, the bomb from 35. She scored a goal on a play very similar to that against Bill Ricker. It ended up being the winning goal on a 40 or 45-yard bomb where she just met it perfect and dropped it in over the goalie's head. But Marcy Curtis, who is a state select player in goal, Chris Scanlon has actually coached Marcy Curtis on select teams. He knows how good she is. She's not going to get fooled on a high ball from 40 yards very often. Marlene Bonacera flying into the corner, trying to create for Winchester. She plays it back to herself, and here comes Corkery way up from her fullback position. She sends a cross, and Curtis dives through at the 6-yard line and gobbles it up. It was misplayed momentarily as the Marshfield defense just let Curtis have it. Not so sure Curtis wanted that ball. There was a chance for Marshfield to clear it out. They didn't take it, and Winchester could have had a scoring chance. So we're keeping an eye on the Marshfield the Winchester sideline rather to see how Allison Lindmark, Winchester's starting halfback, is doing. She looks fine. She's all set with Donna Gildersleeve, has let her go. Looks like she'll be able to come back into the game. Marshfield now with that power throw in from Doherty, but it's Mosier leaping through to make this, to knock the ball out of play as we hit under 8 minutes remaining. The EMAS Division I State Soccer Championship game. Long throw in from Doherty. Filters through. Robat with the stop at the 6. Winchester has adjusted nicely to that long throw in from Doherty. It's a real weapon. Remember when Dora Nowell was here in Winchester on those great early 90s teams, and the power throw-in that Doran had possessed. And now Lauren Corkery with a very similar long throw-in. It's a weapon. We saw the Winchester boys eliminated by Masco on a long throw-in play, which was almost acted like a corner kick. There's Chrissy Nowell sending it to Corinne Territor. She can burn. She makes a cut to the middle, trying to create, trying to get a left foot on it. Sends it through for Nowell. Nowell's boot is blocked by Marshfield's sweeper. And then it's flicked through from Bolin. And it's, oh, what a great play there by Winchester. And it's Julie Russo with the ball, trying to make the left-footed play. She's at the 6. She's broken up by Marshfield's defense. Great action late here. Under 7 minutes remaining. Winchester threatening. Marshfield clearing. Marshfield's defense has been very, very tough. They play a physical style. They play a very effective style. Winchester seems to be warming to the task of playing very physical level of ball here. Long throw in again for Marshfield. Stevens stops it momentarily, and now it's number 16 sending it through for Marshfield. It's headed, and it's Mosier with the play to knock it out of play. And it's going to be a throw in for Marshfield. Tyler Brennan made a nice play for Marshfield there to set up a scoring opportunity. Robat, a little indecisive, wasn't sure how to come out and get it. Mosier cleaned it up as a sweeper should do. And there's Stevens using all of her height to leap through and make the play there. Now here's a chance for Marshfield from deep. It's the right fullback for Marshfield, who has played an exceptional game. We believe it's Christy
Winchester, number 24, Allison Lindmark, and number 25, Julie Stevens.
That would be Heather Barrett, the right fullback for Marshfield, who has played an exceptional game. She has cleared a couple of the balls down there. Amy Barrett and Heather Barrett both on defense, playing very well for Marshfield throughout this game. And Marshfield looking for a cross. Robat all over it. Under 5 minutes remaining in regulation. And that's number 16, Tyler Brennan, in the middle. But it's cleared by Winchester. Here goes Chrissy Nowell trying to make a play. If she takes it, she could break it alone, but it's cleared out of bounds smartly by Amy Barrett, the captain and sweeper in this very, very tough Marshfield defense. So no surprise here for these two teams, though, to be in a scoreless duel as the clock ticks down. But here's Corinne Imperator trying to make a play. Knocked off it by Robichaux, who makes the play, and now it's out to Megan Middleton, who thought she had kept it in on the far wing, but was ruled to have crossed the line. Under 4 minutes remaining unofficially. Marcy Curtis with the boot. That didn't go very far, and there's Lindmark jumping on it, and Chrissy Nowell hadn't even the chance to get back on sides, but that ball was kicked extremely short. Amy Barrett there, giving off to Alyssa Fish, and her kick goes long to the midfield area, and it's Nowell trying to make the play, going to the outside strong as Chrissy Nowell, holding off her defender. And it's Lindmark with the one-time left foot ball to the far post, stopped by Curtis. Chrissy Nowell shielding herself beautifully from the officials and using her strength to push her defender off. Look at Corkery catching up. She's tripped from behind and no call. Again.
Entering the game for Marshfield, number 12, Lexa Ricardo.
Back and forth, under 3 minutes remaining in regulation. If a team were to score at this point, this game would be over. No question about it. There's Doherty, the long throw, and Corkery clears it out to Julie Russo. 10 yards out, Julie Russo. Up to Megan Middleton. She tries to clear it out. It goes off of Marshfield as we tick toward 2 minutes remaining. Julie Russo can't get the head on it. Mosier, or Bolin rather, running through. Mosier, forget it. I can't see the difference between either one of you guys, and I'm sorry.
Official time is kept on the field.
So now a chance here for Marshfield, but here comes Jen Mosier, the Winchester sweeper. She sends it forward. Winchester has a chance now with a throw-in opportunity 35 yards out. Here come the M&M girls. And here comes Kim Bolin back into the game. Bolin for Stevens, the M&Mers for Imperator,
Kim Bolin
and Chrissy Nowell.
Correction, number 19, Meredith McGowan.
There's a long throw-in from McGowan. It's tipped back towards Corkery and rolls out of play as we near the 1 minute mark. Tick, tick. Overtime, a distinct possibility. The format for overtime would be 2 10-minute, fully played out overtime sessions. The teams would probably get a 5-minute break before the overtime. Then they would each play 10-minute halves no matter what the scoring. After that, if it was still scoreless, they would go to 2 5-minute sudden death overtimes. And after that, the shootout. But here comes Marshfield in the last minute of action, sending it through for number 18, ruled offsides. Liz Baxter got ahead of the play, but just a little too far ahead of the play. The Marshfield fans were on their feet. Marshfield fans haven't sat down yet. Who's kidding who? I grew up in Marshfield. I'm proud of my my heritage in Marshfield. They have rabid fans in Marshfield. Now it's Corkery with the monster throw-in again, looking for a scoring chance. And that ball goes through, rolls all the way into the goal area. And it's Middleton trying to make a play toward Russo. Time ticking. The game official, the third game official, is on the field, and that is going to do it. We are going to go to overtime. No real surprise here.
The teams will now play 2 10-minute overtime periods.
You heard them, 2 10-minute overtime periods coming up here. There'll more than likely there'll be a 5-minute intermission. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back on TV 19 special edition game of the week.
Hi everybody, Mike Lynch from Channel 5 here. Next to Sports Center 5, my favorite sports show is Sports View, 7 o'clock Thursday nights with Greg and Dale. Don't miss it. No home should be without it.